internationally certified occupational health and safety specialist, an institute hospital administrator, and currently, Dr. Akinola is the Secretary of the Faculty of Psychiatry of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. She is also the physician in charge of the Oshodi Annex of the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Her passions include mentoring of adolescents, youth and young adults, speaking at seminars, conferences, traveling, and reading. Dr. Akinola is happily married with children. Our second presenter today is Dr. Immaculata Nwonu Ezeanya. Dr. Ezeanya is a seasoned and licensed clinical psychologist with over 12 years experience in clinical practice. She obtained her Bachelor of Science and Masters of Science in Clinical Psychology from the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, in Anambra State. Dr. Immaculata is a mental health advocate with competencies in helping individuals with psychological and emotional distress as well as drug misuse problems. She promotes mental health and emotional health, advocates for the prevention of mental illness as well as eradicating stigma. She also manages people that are having difficulties adjusting to life challenges due to depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Her passions includes interacting with individuals and clients, gaining understanding into their condition, defining goals and planning action to achieve effective personal, marital, social, educational, and general life adjustments. She is a member of the Nigerian Association of Clinical Psychologists and presently is the treasurer of the Lagos chapter of Nigerian Association of Clinical Psychology. Dr. Immaculata is married with children. He has also received the 2024 Psychology Department of the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos, Best Staff of the Year. Her hobbies involve singing, dancing, cooking, and swimming. As I said earlier, she's also married with children. I want to implore you to kindly relax and listen to our mental health expert as we promise you a rewarding session in today's webinar. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Kemi Akitoyesi.
Thank you so very much, the medical director, for kickstarting that for us. And you would know that the medical director always gives a very robust information at the start of each of our webinar. And today, he had also given us what to look forward to in terms of today's presentation. Now, we are not just looking at who is a woman, but what is the woman's emotional health all about? And how can we begin to manage and assess this? Please, if you know somebody that needs to be here, quickly reach out to them that the webinar had started and they need to join as soon as possible so that they can get authentic information from the best of all. Yes, I will tell you, from the best of all. The Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital is a citadel of learning where mental health issues are well discussed. And yes, you can get the best of information in terms of your mental health. And so Dr. Akinola will kickstart this conversation with us today, and she will be telling us, yes, who is a woman? And when we talk about the emotional health of a woman, what exactly are we talking about? Over to you, Dr. Akinola.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me now. I acknowledge the presence of my medical director, Dr. Weye. Thank you for this invitation. Our moderator, Dr. Akitoyeshe. Well done for your usual good job all the time. I'm my co-presenter today, Doc. and of course our audiences everywhere. So good afternoon. Thank you for having me. So like she said, we're going to talk about women emotional health this afternoon. So when we say a woman, who is a woman? We say it's a female, adult female. And when you talk about gender, because now you have so many definitions, sex, gender, and all that. Gender is the role that is assigned by community to, a particular person. So when we talk about females, an adult woman, we have roles that we play in the community. So when we're talking about women's mental health, it simply means we know that mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables, now since we are pointing down to women, that will enable a woman to cope with the stresses of life, for her to be able to realize her abilities, and of course, to be able to learn well, work well, and contribute to the community where she lives. And when we talk about community, remember we are starting from her home, where she lives, her husband, her children, then the community, and the community where she works, either in the formal sector or informal in the market. And I like to say that a woman is, if you look at a wheel, there's that center, the center of the wheel, then you have all the spikes or the spokes coming out from the center. So that center of the wheel, that is who or what a woman represents, because so many things is attached to her. She has to take care of her home, her children, her husband. In fact, you see some households that they have a woman that is taking care of 3 generations, taking care of her in-laws, grandparents, great-grandparents, and she still has to go to work, either in organized corporation or in the marketplace. So that is who a woman is, endowed with so many abilities, involved in so many things, wearing so many caps. And remember the definition, a mental well-being, ability to know what she's good at, what she's not good at, to be able to learn, to be able to cope well, teach, learn well, teach, use it, work, and contribute to our community. So when we talk about a woman's mental health, we are really saying that it is the attention that she places on our thoughts, on our feelings. We have thoughts, feelings, and ultimately the behavior, how she behaves at the end of the day. So we know that the behavior can be positive, it can be negative. So we can also say women's mental health has to do with the ability to accept the feelings that she has rather than denying them. That is so important. Whatever you are feeling right now, I'm so disturbed. I've just lost somebody there, or my husband I'm angry, or my children, they're disappointing me. So how do I feel with all that? So a woman must be able to acknowledge what she's feeling. She must not deny them. She must not put them under the carpet, because it's when she accepts it, then she can deal with it. So, and when we are emotionally stable, I am a woman. I am proud to be a woman. So, so when we're emotionally stable, then that means we can take a positive attitude about our lives, to be able to acknowledge what is going on, ability to acknowledge what is going on, or ultimately to accept change, because we know that change is the only constant thing about life. So when changes come, we accept it and we move on with it. So our emotional needs has to do with our thoughts, our thinking, our feelings, and ultimately how we behave. So we are not saying that a woman has to be happy all the time. I'm sure we all know that that is not possible, that you're happy all the time. But when things happen, so you take a step back, you assess it, acknowledge your emotions, and then you deal with it. You ask for help when you know that you cannot cope, and you move on with your life. So I think in a nutshell, that is what emotional health of a woman means. Thank you. Over to you, our moderator.
Thank you so very much. That's so very, very succinct. And you would agree with me. I love that definition where she mentioned the fact that you are like the center of the wheel. and so many other things are attached to you. And so a woman carries a whole lot of weight, a lot of responsibilities. They do so much. And that's one of the main reasons why we're talking about them today, because if you do not take care of yourself, who will? Who will take care of you? Who would carry you? Who would help you? So we must understand, like she said, accepting, understanding what's going on, being aware. And that's the awareness that we're creating today, because you must understand what's going on. You must even understand, first of all, who you are as an individual before you now begin to understand the emotions that are, attached to you, that can come from you, and then being able to now manage it and manage it effectively. Thank you so very much, Dr. Akinola, for that definition. Now we're going to move on and we'll look at, a woman now carries so much, but what are those factors specifically that affect the emotional health of a woman? Dr. Immaculata Ezeaya would be talking to us about that. Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator, for that beautiful introduction. I also want to say a very big thank you to the medical director for giving me the opportunity for this presentation. Yes, yeah, that's a very big one. The factors that may affect the emotional health of a woman. Yes, emotional health, and we face so many unique challenges that may affect their emotional health. And there are some factors that can affect the emotional health of a woman. I want to also look at the socio-cultural factors. The societal expectation, women face a whole lot of pressure to beauty, their body image, their behavior, how they're supposed to behave, as well as the role as a woman. And the pressure to meet all these demands can lead to psychological as well as mental health challenges like anxiety, depression, as well as low self-esteem. They are looking at the traditional gender role, especially the caregiving responsibility. It can limit women's career opportunity, because this could lead to frustration, emotional distress, is it depression, anxiety, and even burnout. So women also experience discrimination and bias in various areas of life, including the workplace, the education setting, and even health. So they may perceive, in some organizations, they may perceive women as less competent in leadership. Oh, this person is not, because she's a woman, or let's limit her, she can't perform, she can't deliver, and all that. They face all these barriers to climb to a corporate ladder. And with this, it can cause these sad feelings as well as frustration. Is it on the side of relationship and family? The dysfunctional family relationship, unhealthy or abusive relationship, this can impact a woman's emotional health and can even leave some women feeling less confident, powerless, and even hopeless. But another important factor that affects women's emotional health, let's just look at their health, the women's body mechanism, especially their reproductive health. This could, let's look at the menstrual cycle, the pregnancy, menopause. This can affect their emotional health. This is because the hormonal changes during this period could cause mood swing. It can also cause depression and other health, emotional health challenges. That's why women also living with chronic illnesses like arthritis, my leg, and all that. And this would bring them together. They affect emotional well-being of a woman. Another important one is self-esteem. It plays an important role in emotional well-being because it influences how one's confidence, their resilience, enhanced coping skills, and overall quality of life. because low self-esteem and negative talk can contribute to emotional health issues. For women, again, who struggle with low self-esteem and faced with societal pressure and gender roles, this can as well affect them negatively. Then, is it women who may have experienced trauma and the related stress of related to violence, abuse, or other adverse life events? They may even experience emotional instability, like heightened anxiety. They're looking at the economic factor too. Lack of finance or women's financial insecurity could also be a very big factor to their emotional health. This is because financial worries, whether you agree or not, can lead to reduced self-care. Women living in poverty may as well experience greater emotional health challenges, especially the single mothers, even the widows. They have to look after themselves, get food for their children, and many more. Again, I would like to look at the limited access to education and employment opportunities. This can affect the emotional well-being of women because without access to quality education, women can face increased stress, reduce life satisfaction. That one is very, very important when one have this limited education. Again, unemployment can lead to financial difficulties. This will exacerbate the feelings of anxiety, depression, especially women who may be additional family responsibilities. So it's essential to recognize all these factors because it can affect one's emotional, acknowledging all these factors. We can now work towards promoting emotional well-being and the resilience in women. Thank you very much, moderator, Dr. Akintoye.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Immaculata. Once again, we apologize for that technicality. Some people did not hear when she was talking. I think it's a bit of network from the different ends, but we can. Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay. All right. So it's a bit of technicality from maybe the network provider. So we apologize sincerely for that. But we'll try and do better. We're trying to adjust our gadgets on this end to ensure that there's clarity and everybody hears exactly what it is that we're saying. Sometimes we do not have control over all of these things, but we'll try as much as possible to provide the best service so that you can enjoy a very smooth and good webinar session with us. And so we're going to over to Dr. Akinola, who will be sharing with us the symptoms of poor emotional health in a woman. What are those things that women can show or signs that would help you to know that there is a problem? Because sometimes we tend to mask a lot of things as women. We bear the global burden and all the things like that, and we keep going until eventually maybe you're not able to go on again. Dr. Akinola will be sharing with us some of the symptoms that we can see that would help us to know that, yes, this individual may be having or experiencing poor emotional health. Over to you, Dr. Akinola.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akintoye. So the first thing I want to talk about symptoms is a change in behavior. This change in behavior might not be picked readily by the person that is having issues, but those around them. One cardinal point about, when there are mental health issues is change in behavior. Then for the individual, for the woman herself, and of course, those close to her, I had seen I met a woman that said it was even her husband that noticed that there was something wrong. She had bipolar, so she wasn't sleeping. She would stay all night, walking, just being happy and saying she has a lot of energy. And the husband was like, there's something wrong with my wife because of that strange behavior. So, and number one thing is for the woman, inability to cope anymore with the daily, problems and stressors. We know that life is always about ups and downs. So when you know inside of you as a woman that I can't, that resilience, that ability to bounce back Even when you're tired, you've had few hours sleep and you get up and life goes on. You know, the inability to cope with the daily problems of stress, then something might, you know, start going on. Inability to sleep well. Sleep is very important. We're not talking about daytime sleep. We talk about sleep at night. So instead of you sleeping, that's when you say you have energy to start cleaning your house, sweeping and washing clothes. I mean, then you want to cook. That is not, in quotes, normal behaviors. Nighttime is for sleep. So changing all that, then the change in eating habits. I'm not hungry, I go all day. There's some people really that don't eat. They don't enjoy eating. But if you, like I said, change in behavior, somebody that was meticulous, you cook for your children, your husband, you eat, then suddenly you start saying, I don't feel like eating. I didn't even remember that I have not eaten all day. Then they start having fears or worries, unexplained worries, you know, that the fear will just come over them. They don't want to go out anymore. They don't think they can do it. The things they love to do, you know, they like to go visiting, some people love to go to markets, you know, window shop, buy and go visiting, and suddenly the woman is always in the house. She's no more interested in her house, whether it's clean or it's not clean, whether her children are well done. Even at work, she cannot meet deadlines anymore. And sometimes women, they become irritable, and you see that you can't just stand other people. You know, they get on your nerves. And so you begin to wonder what is going on with me. And so that means there's a decrease in understanding of others, being aware of other people's emotions. Then there could be change in libido, sex life, sex drive will change. They don't want to sleep with their husband. They're no more interested in all that. And they can withdraw, like I said earlier, withdrawing from friends, feeling tired. You know, you sleep 8 hours and you wake up in the morning, you're just tired. Interest, you don't have interest in things that used to give you pleasure. And you say, I don't have energy to do anything. And of course, sometimes all these emotional problems, you know that emotional problems, when we don't acknowledge them, we don't talk about them, they can present as physical symptoms. And that is when the woman will start complaining. There's pain, you know, stomach pain today, back pain tomorrow. The pain is moving from the upper limb to the lower leg. They can't go to work. They'll be putting in excuses, absenteeism will start. And, you know, headaches, unexplained chest pain and all that. And they'll go to the hospital, all the investigations will be done. And it will say, they will find nothing will be found from all the investigations. Some, you even see some women, they have a bag full of results of investigations because they've gone all over, whereas it's just their emotions that you'll be amazed at what causes problems with women's emotion. I've had patients that because a child did not get married on time, they are worrying about that. They come down with depression, anxiety, and there's problem at work. My child is having problem at work. The woman will break down. So many things can trigger all these emotions. So in a nutshell, these are some of the things that can tell us that there might be something going on with the woman. We're not saying you should make a diagnosis, just encourage her to get an assessment done. You know, see a counselor, come to the hospital, to the psychologist, be assessed, and if need be, then the psychologist will refer to the psychiatrist. So thank you very much. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you so very much, Ma. And you know what I just said earlier is a fact that awareness, and that's also what Dr. Akila had built on, the fact that you need to stay aware, the fact that you need to understand, first of all, who you are and some of the changes that might be going on around you. When you start having this feeling of irritability, change in behavior, your moods, you know, is swinging. There's a lost in interest, the things that you enjoy before now, and all of a sudden you do not even want to be there again. You're withdrawn and other things like that. You know, there are key indices that you might need to get help or speak with someone who can provide you with the right help that you need to be able to, you know, just get yourself back on spot, and then you'll be able to function as adequately as possible. Awareness is key. Noticing these changes is very, very important, because if you don't, then you might be writing a very long letter to the greater issues, ahead of time. And so Dr. Immaculata will be talking to us again about how can women balance the demand of work, family, and relationships? Why not neglecting themselves? Because it's important. Like Dr. Akela said earlier, that wheel, you are the center point, attached to so many things. And I tell women, they have told us a lot of lies before. And one of the major myths they've told us before is, you have different hands. You can do. You are a tailor. You are a seamstress. You are this. And then we just carry our soldier high and tell ourselves, oh, I am all of that and more. But a lot of times we neglect ourselves. So how can we balance the demand of work, family, relationship? You still take care of yourself. How can we do this? Over to you, Dr. Makunita.
Yeah, thank you very much, Deaconess Dr. Akintoye. Yes, I call you Deaconess because nowadays women are no longer wealth eaters. In my language, you say it's Oriaku. So women are no longer wealth eaters, they're also wealth getters. So I call you Deaconess, and I am proud of that, just to show you the level women are getting themselves. And after all this struggle, some do join their husbands to their business, and when they come back from this struggle, they still go back. Culturally, they're expected to go to the kitchen and get food for the children and also take care of their husband. Even in the other room, they have to perform their marital duty. That's also one of the things you see women doing. And at times, many of them will not even complain. So work-life balance for women is about finding a way to manage the demands of work and personal life. And it's important for women to have a healthy one so that they can be happy and be productive at work and also happy and for themselves. Family and relationship can be challenging for women. Also, there are some strategies or tips that can help women to maintain emotional well-being. One I would say is self-care. Man, it's not selfish to love yourself. Self-care. We need to prioritize our self-care. Make time for activities that we love, activities that cherish our mind, our body, and soul. Like active exercise. There's one I'm doing in our church now that women, even when they spit their face coming out, do the exercise, people who do the elevator, they're fine. They let go of the worries at home. So let's go of all these things that we need to prioritize our health. Again, we also need to eat well, eat balanced diet. So women, they are conscious of, oh, my children, even when they're in a party, they gave them meat. They will carry the meat and put inside the pocket. They will not eat it because they want to give to their children. Like I said, it is not selfish to love yourself. Then again, you have to set boundaries, define your work, make time for your family, and establish clear boundary between your work, your family, and your personal life to prevent burnout. Some people that work work in some office, they carry their laptop, even as they're doing the degree. So Dr. Akina has actually said for ourselves, we women, we need time to sleep, this and that. We have to be intentional about it. Another one, we have to create a schedule for ourselves. We have to plan our day, even our week, our month, and set a realistic goal for ourselves. We need to prioritize them. At times, oh, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. All these things will still tell on your body. Learn how to say no. Many women, they don't know how to say no, especially to non potential commitments. Oh, she can do it, you accept. Oh, she's the only person that can do it, you accept. Learn how to say no. It is very, very important. Also delegate tasks, share responsibilities, even in your family, in your police, in your family. Oh, you are the one to wash plates. Oh, go and blend tomatoes. Oh, go and clean the house. If there must, you will do it. It delegates tasks. It will help you. Another one is you have to find a job that you love. If you find a job that you love, it will help you too. Even if you are feeling distressed, but it will still help you too. You have a kind of you feel happy doing this because this is what you want. Well, this is what you like. You know that someone forced you into it. Build social networks. Surround yourself with people, positive people, not those ones that, oh, Nigeria is bad. I don't know if I'll survive tomorrow. Surround yourself with people that will instill hope. Not, oh, things are bad. Oh, this one is this one is this. Also connect with other people. Connect with them. And when it gets to the extreme, please seek professional help. Seek professional help. Psychologists are there, counselors are there to help you look at it in a constructive way. Not the way to just kill yourself. Oh, I'm not getting it right. I am not this. You want to be this. You want to be that. When it gets to the extreme, seek professional help. There's another one I used to tell people, especially women, we need to be emotionally intelligent. We need to be emotionally intelligent, acknowledge and express your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. Also practice mindfulness. It's also very important. Focus on the present without judging yourself. Learn how to bounce back from adversity and develop positive coping strategies to manage all these stressful situations. One woman was telling me sometime, oh, life there for green bottle. You now see women competing with men in terms of alcohol use. Please, all this is a negative coping. They are negative coping skill. And again, we need to reevaluate our priorities. You don't need to be too rigid to yourself. Then you reflect on your personal values. What are those things you value? You should have them step by step. This one goes well, this one didn't go well. And again, we have to prioritize relationship, personal growth, and overall well-being. Well, although women face pressure from both their work and family when trying to balance this, the work and all that, but research indicates that work-life balance can positively impact a woman's well-being. So by implementing these strategies, women can better balance the demands of family, work, and relationship while maintaining their emotional well-being. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Immaculata Nwonoezianya, for that beautiful thing. Now, it's very important, like she said, one, you must understand what are your values. What's important to you? Do you know it? You know, for me, I tell a lot of women that they are lost. They're lost because in trying to harness a lot of things, in trying to create a balance in the world, they find that they're balancing for other people. They're bringing and taking away the pain, the troubles, the challenges of a lot of people, but they leave themselves hanging. And in that way, they lose their value, they lose the core sense of self. And that's what Dr. Makuleta had told us today, that it's very important that when you're mindful, it's also very important that you do not lose the core sense of who you are as a person. Whether it's in marriage or any other thing, you are not connected with someone else, carry that sense of self to that partnership. And then that helps you to be able to stay connected and rooted and grounded in finding yourself. And then she said something very germane, and that's the ability to be able to say no. Now, one of the things our culture have told us is we can't say no. But everybody comes to say yes. Can you do this? Yes. Will you do this? Yes. Is it this possible? Yes. But and then at the end of the day, you find out that you're carrying so much load than you can bear. And it tends to overwhelm us. It tends to bring us down. And then we're not able to function and function as adequately as possible. Now, again, it's important that we practice self-love. Now, give yourself a hug wherever you are. Everybody, just give yourself a hug. No, I know that some people have not been hugged in a very long time. So just hug yourself and just tell yourself, I'm good, I'm beautiful. No, just hug yourself. You feel good. I am better with you. You feel good, you feel happy, you feel connected with yourself. And that's very important. Don't lose a sense of you. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, value yourself. That's the essence of you as an individual, and that's what can help you to be able to function. But again, sometimes there are challenges, there are difficulties that are very difficult for us to be able to navigate with all that Dr. Immaculata has spoken about earlier. So how can women build resilience? Or what are the strategies that women can adopt in building resilience, even in a challenging environment? Dr. Akinola, over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Akintoye. I was actually looking at the question in the text. Can I answer the question? Yes.
Yeah, go ahead,
yes, there's a question there that says, so how can our husbands help us? And because they have their role to play. Definitely. Like I said earlier on about changing behavior. So I believe, when I counsel people, a couple, I mean, the husband is the best person to know his wife. The wife is the best person to know the husband. So when there's a change going on. And I think one important role that our husband should play is good communication. Men really don't talk. Some men, not all of them, and we women tend to talk a lot. So our husband should be our board, sounding board. So when you have things bothering your mind, and you go and you tell him, it should be that support that will tell you that, look, you're getting agitated about this thing. I think you need to do it this way. I don't think you need to worry too much about it. Okay, also be there to help your wife. Let your wife be confident that when she comes to you, you are going to listen and you are going to answer. We women, we do not like it when we talk to you, our husbands, and you don't make a response. We do know that we are different, two different species. We talk a lot, we want an answer now. A man is logical in his thinking. So he will tell you that, yes, I'm still thinking about what you said, but just answer. Give her a response as she's making all that has gone through her, all that had happened to her that day. So that means, don't worry, my dear. Let me think about it. I will let you know. But sometimes when it's easy, don't get worked up about that. Your boss, it's okay. I know somebody that said they wanted to pull her down at work, and they gave her this complex. It wasn't really complex, but she wasn't really good at it. And so she just called her husband, and her husband said, "What is it? Send it to me." Did all the slides, did everything, and sent it back to her. Thank God for technology now. They were in two different parts of the world at that point in time. But the husband was able to do it for her, sent it to her, and she made a presentation. So we are begging or employing or saying whatever to our husbands? They should be our sounding board. We should know that they're our support. They're standing right behind us. So when we're having issues at work, even in the marketplace, there's somebody that is troubling me, pouring water in front of my shop, will not give me water, will not, your husband should be able to advise, just calm down. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. So I hope I have been able to answer that question. So what are the strategies for us as women? I hope that's the question, Dr. Akintoye. The strategies that we'll be able to maintain.
Help, yes, but to build resilience
Yeah.
in the challenging environment.
The simplest definition as I give or demonstration I give about resilience, that resilience simply means the ability to bounce back after an adverse effect or action or something bad happening to us. It's like you put a rubber band now on your wrist, you pull it, if you release it, it will go back. So that is what it simply means, our ability to be able to go back. Things will happen. That is a constant in life. Change do happen. So how do we cope with it? I just want to talk about 3-4 basic things. Number one is all of us, we must learn as women to develop problem-solving skills. So when things come, it might first of all look alarming. If right then you can't process it, please go and sleep. Either eat your food, sleep. When your brain calms down, then you'll be able to walk through it. If you have thought about a problem 1 day, 2 days, you do not have a solution, you have prayed about it, then it's time to ask for help. Asking people for help is not a sign of weakness. It is actually a sign of strong emotional stress. Then in the process, let's break all these issues into problems that come into smaller manageable steps. You might not be able to achieve it in 1 day. So it is big. I have what are the things that trouble women? Either you want to move house or you have a ceremony that is coming. Next, for example, your child is getting married, it can be overwhelming. Where do I start from? You want to give a party. I'm sure all women, they have 1 or 2 people they can call. Just call what is there and say, okay, just have your daughter. Start with, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve for that day? Where do you want the hall? How many guests? Do you know that we are breaking into small bits? Then you see that, okay, I want 100 guests. Okay, so I have somebody that can send to go and look for halls for me. I don't want the hall to be far from either the church and the hall. It should be close. Am I making sense? So we'll need to break big problems into smaller ones. And then you must have plans. You cannot have only one plan, a solution, one to problems. You must have at least plan A, plan B, plan C. So if A does not work, you do not become the solution. So you go on to plan B, then you go on to plan C. That is how things are done. So you learn to break big things into smaller ones. Then you have plan A, plan B, plan C, and ask for help. You'll be amazed. The person you're asking from is, oh, that's okay. I went through it 2 years ago. This is how you can do it. I hope I'm making sense. Of course, like Dr. Immaculata said earlier on, practice self-care. My own is that all of us must learn to know our bodies. We must look at our bodies as a machine. If you look at the picture, you see how intricately God has created this human body, right from our head down to our feet and the toes of our feet. You'll be amazed. So it is a machine. So know your body, study it. So when your body is telling you something, you wake up, you're not feeling right. What's going on here? What's going on there? Please don't sit on it. Get help. It's better we go to the doctor early. We are assessed and they say, oh, it is nothing wrong. Examinations are done and there's nothing wrong. Or you now wait, you keep it, sit on it. Then eventually when you go, they'll say, you came late, it's stage 3, it's stage 4. There's so little that we can do to help. So don't say, then they'll say, it's so expensive to go to the hospital. Then, you have not even been there. You listen to wrong information. Just go. If they're not going to give you treatment, then obviously you will spend a lot of money. So what am I saying? Let us remember, they used to tell us before that every year you should do your full medicals. Now do it twice a year, every 6 months. Just go back, check, and is there anything going on with me? She talked about exercise. We must remember during exercise, feel-good hormones are produced. So that's one of the benefits of exercising and keeping well. So once you know that you are not feeling good today, if you have to call in, if you work in corporate organization and you have been a good worker, if you call in to your boss that you don't feel good today, your boss definitely will not tell you to come in, unless you have been a bad one that always run the absenteeism from work. I hope Dr. Akintoye is listening and our boss. So if you're not feeling well, you can always call in. You're not feeling well, you're not feeling well. There's nothing that we can do about it. And it is better it is addressed early rather than it's going further. And you must, like I say, ask for help, women. We are not superwoman. If you have to go to the market, send somebody. Give the person, they're going to steal my money. How much are they going to steal? They will steal 1,000, 2,000. But that day you'll be able to sit at home and rest. I hope I'm making sense. Then remember that when you engage other people, you are also empowering these women too. Because if they work for you, you pay them, they are able to take care of their family. So it's a circle. We all know that life is a circle. So don't put everything all on yourself. You get to a stage, you cannot do everything by yourself anymore. Get people to come in. Some women to come and clean your house. Some women will say their husband does not like it. I will not teach you bad thing, but women, we know that you are intelligent. So please use your brain and take care of yourself. Ask for help. Sit down there, let somebody do the cooking, eat, go to bed and rest. You'll be amazed what that does to you. Then women are different. We need each other. We need that, that contact with ourselves. We need to go out, meet together and laugh. Laugh at each other, laugh on yourself, have fun. No woman can do life alone. I know that all of us are social beings. That's how God created us. But we, particularly women, we need each other. So social support, we must learn. I remember I said mental health has to do with the way we think, our feelings, the thoughts we have, then the emotions, the attitude we attach, then eventually will behave. So we must learn to form good relationships. Let us be kind. Let us be compassionate. She talked about mindfulness. Let us live in the presence so that when we form these social connections, when there's a need, we need something, you will find somebody to call onto. Then I want to give a warning to women. By the time you get married and your husband is telling you can't go to your parents' house, this is now your house, you can't keep your friends, I do not like these friends, I don't like the friends that you had before he married you, is now isolating you from everybody. That man, I'm bold to say that man is not a good man for you. He must not. No man should isolate his wife from a social support. Because when issues will come in marriage. Who are you going to call on? So you need your families, you need your female friends. And that is what we are talking. So we form it, we maintain it. For those in corporate world, they say, I'm busy, I have work. We must take time to attend our social gatherings with other women. Embrace change. Change is important. When change comes, don't say, even if your husband is going to marry another woman, that's change. Don't go crazy. Have emotional problems, that man will go and drop you in your father's house and he will still go ahead and marry the new wife. So manage your change very well. Ask for help. Meet with people. Know how you're going to do this. I'm angry with my husband right now. I want to kill him, but don't kill him, because if you kill him, you end up in kirikiri. So acknowledge your emotion, deal with it, ask for help. So it is a second wife. It is not the end of the world, okay? So women, take care of yourself. Have a good job that you can use to take care of yourself if anything happens. I think these strategies are good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Akinola. That's so beautiful, really, really beautiful. And you know, from where she started from, when she said, if there is a problem, just eat, sleep, and then you come and review. I love that. I took that down. I hope you jotted down this point. At the point when I was about to cut her, she just said, don't kill him, or you end up in kirikiri. I was like, okay, this is also very, very important. But please, it's very important that we take notes of some of these very, very important things that she had mentioned, so that it would help us to be able to function as well as possible. Delegate, ask for help. You're not superhero. You need help around you. Now we're going to ask Dr. Immaculata, what are the strategies to empower women? Dr. Akinola mentioned that, but Dr. Immaculata would take us in depth into how can we empower women in the short minutes that we have. Over to you, Dr. Immaculata.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'm proud to be a woman. I'll continue to say that. Yes. So when you empower a woman, we empower a nation. When you empower a woman, you empower a nation, because it gives them this sense of purpose and belonging. So empowering a woman as well as girls requires many approaches. You can empower a woman economically, you can empower a woman socially, you can also empower a woman educationally. Looking at women, looking at the economic empowerment, there's need to support women entrepreneurs. They need to provide them with microloans, training, and resources to help them establish and grow their businesses. Then there's need to offer programs that enhance women's skills and knowledge to enable them secure better paying jobs and advance in their careers. Then social empowerment, there's need for women to have mentorship and role models to pair women as well as girls with positive role models and mentors who can offer guidance, support, as well as inspirations. So women should be encouraged in all these things, even to participate in community activities, leadership role, and decision-making processes. These are the ways in which women could be empowered. There's also need for them to there's need to implement policies and programs that prevent and respond violence and harassment against women. I need to say this, and I have to emphasize on this. There's need to implement programs that will prevent and respond to violence and harassment against women. You know, some women, because nothing is done for Madam A, let me just keep quiet. Then you see them dying in silence. So there is need to implement all these policies so that women can speak up whenever there are issues like this. So another important one is educational empowerment. We need to ensure that women have the equal access to education with their male counterparts. There's need to focus again on the practical skills and problem solving and vocational training as well. So is it the health and well-being of women? Yes, I think they also need to be empowered in that area. Then there's need to ensure that women have this access to quality health care, like the reproductive health and maternal care, bearing in mind the unique nature or health challenges faced by these we women. So by implementing these strategies, we can now work towards creating a more equitable society where women we have opportunity to strive and reach their full potentials. Thank you very much, moderator.
All right, thank you so very much. And if you empower a woman, you're not just empowering her. That is what Dr. Makuleta had said. You're also empowering generations yet unborn. And that would enrich the world and make the world a very better place for people to live. We have very few limited minutes to the end of this program, but there are questions on the platform. And one of the questions that was sent primarily to me was when Dr. Akinola was using the rubber band as an example. And she said, you pull the rubber band, it comes back. But now the person said, what if the rubber band now snaps? And then it's not pullable again. So what do you do? What would the person do? And then there's another one I wanted to just quickly address them all together. What men or women wanting to be men? Why do you think that is? And why do you know what? So let's just quickly look at that, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry that. So what about that? That is why we're having this talk, please. We do not want the rubber band to snap. So we are saying once you notice these things inside of you as a woman, or the people around you can see that there's a change in behavior, please don't allow the rubber band to snap. Get help for that individual. Encourage her. And you, woman, go and ask for help. Don't sit in that pain alone. Some people have gone through it before you and they were able to make something good out of it. If you don't want to talk to anybody around you, go see the professionals. Walk into Yaba. Walk into any psychiatric facilities. Because you are going there does not mean you are crazy. That's the colloquial language. Does not mean you have a mental illness. We want to prevent you from having that. So please don't allow the rubber band to snap. So there are issues, ask for help. It is so important. Don't sit in it. Okay? Then the other one that says, if they're going to do transgender, it involves a lot of things. So they give them hormones, you know, so they give them the female hormones and try as much as possible to reduce the male hormones. So all that we females feel has to do with the hormones that is coming from our brain. So over time, we begin to think and to have emotions too, like women, if they have received the adequate amount of hormones, female hormones in their bodies. Then there was one other question that I wanted to answer.
About women wanting to be men now, more
Yes. Why are women expressing? I don't know, maybe because there's power struggle and they know that it is a man's world. So they want to have power. So this one says, if one notices a strange behavior in another person, and you can't tell the individual, yes, don't go say, yeah, I think you're crazy or you have emotional problems. Just, you know, in a nice way, you know, I think, are you okay? That's how you start. Become friends. If they're just acquaintances, try to become closer to that person. But I think, are you okay? Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? Then at the end of the day, you can say, you might not want to talk to me, but do you think, is it possible that you talk to people like a counselor? Just pour out your heart, that's all. Just pour out your heart. So you encourage the person to get help with professionals, because sometimes it is not easy discussing with relatives and friends what you're talking about. And that is why we, the professionals, are here. So you can walk it at any time and say you want to see a counselor, their social workers, their psychologists, and the doctors and psychiatrists, and will attend to you. Please don't allow the rubber band to snap. Is there any other question?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Akiola. Somebody just sent in that a woman is biologically, socially, and psychologically female, physiologically different from a man, and I agree. I believe gender equality is the same way to go rather than gender equality. Yes, equality simply means that yes, for every one of us, want to have a say, want to have a voice, want to be recognized for who we are, and then we are appreciated as an individual. There's no struggle, there's no power struggle. Just find yourself, appreciate yourself, and love yourself. And then somebody just said, how can a woman deal with social stigma and cultural biases of women dealing with mental health issues? Now, let me start whetting your appetite. That we're not even going to be talking about just women alone dealing with stigma and cultural biases. We would also be talking about both genders, men and female. And that is a topic for our next webinar by April, by the grace of God. So please just hold on to that thought. Hold on to that question. There are key experts that are coming that will be talking about stigma and mental health and how we can change the narrative. So we look forward to seeing you there. We have to log out now. But I want to thank the 101 person that was on this call with us today. Please, again, don't forget that you are the most important person right here at this moment, at this time. So celebrate yourself, hug yourself. Even if nobody says well done, give yourself a pat and say, Oluwakemi Akintoye, well done. Thank you for doing a very good job. That is the most important thing. If you do not agree with me, then you can start arguing with the computer. But as far as I'm concerned, I have done a good job today. What about you? Until we come your way again next month, by the grace of God, we'll say thank you to our speakers. Thank you to the medical director who once again has given us this opportunity to be here. We trust God to keep us and keep us alive till next month.
Amen.
Until then, please keep your mental health safe. There is no health without mental health.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for coming and listening. Thank you. Bye.